Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bobby. Guys, we have another Quran burner. This time it is a woman, however, and not a man. Her name is Valentina Gomez, and apparently she is some sort of Hispanic conservative candidating in America as a conservative politician, something on those lines. I don't know her personally, but she's burning a Quran with a flamethrower, and she made a little video. So we're going to check this out, and then I'm going to give you my commentary. But guys, before we do so, as always, if you enjoy my content, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out the links in the description box below to further support my work, especially my new ebook, where I talk about my reversion journey from Christianity to Islam. And now, with no further ado, let's have a look.
Your daughters will be raped and your sons beheaded unless we stop Islam once and for all. We're done turning the other cheek. Remember, David didn't pray for Goliath. He killed them. America is a Christian nation, so those terrorist Muslims can fuck off to any of the 57 Muslim nations. There is only one true God, and that is the God of Israel.
Every single time. Every single time. Wow. Valentina. Absolutely strong and empowered woman here. Thank God it is over. Yeah, well, what did we see just there? It is a woman with a flamethrower that looks halfway decent. We're gonna give her that. And all the conservatives are cheering. Yes, you go, America, America. This is so 2000 and late. What is happening here? All of those evil terrorists, those Muslims, they can F off. What are we talking about? 9/11 over and over again. When did you have lately any problems with alleged Islamic terrorism? Please tell me that. But what is really telling here, of course, and this is what it really boils down to every single time, guys, just look into the early life. Who is she worshipping as a Christian? As a Christian, mind you. She is worshipping the God of Israel. There's only one true God, she says her Shahada, and that is the God of Israel. And this is why we as Muslims say, of course, that those scriptures have been tampered with. Why? Because we as Muslims do believe that there's only one God worthy of worship. However, that God is, big surprise, very shocking, very terrorist-y. This God is the God of the universe. He is the creator of everything. He is the creator of mankind. He doesn't pick and choose one little nation. He's not a national socialist. He's not a conservative either. He's God. He's the creator of everything. This is what we believe in. However, the Bible obviously has been corrupted, and we can only assume by who. And therefore, they worship the God of Israel now. And this is so amazing, of course. This back and forth, this endless dogfight between Christians, so-called Christians, and Muslims in the West, right? The Muslims are your enemies, fight each other. However, if you look into the Jewish scriptures, into the God of Israel scriptures, right, into the Talmud, for example, then you will see that they are speaking, well, not so highly about Jesus Christ. Let's put it that way. Some passages in the Talmud are quite shocking indeed, yeah. They suggest that Jesus Christ is boiling in his own excrement and that his mother is a prostitute, basically. That's what the Talmud says. So now let me worship that God as a Christian. That makes sense. And let's ally with Israel, our biggest ally. Yay! And of course, let's have a stance against Islam once and for all. Because Muslims in the West, if you keep them there, then they will rape your daughters and they will behead your sons. This is what the Muslims in America do on a daily basis. So now it is time to take a flamethrower in your garden and burn a Quran. However, those conservatives never take into account that Islam was there from the get-go in America. Yes, they always assume it just popped up after 9/11. This when all the evil Muslims stormed into America and now they want to take over your country. This is what this is about. No, check this out. Why Thomas Jefferson owned a Quran. Islam in America dates to the founding fathers, says Smithsonian's religion curator Peter Manso. This is a picture of Thomas Jefferson Quran, and you can still find it in the Library of Congress in the United States. And when you scroll down, not only is this about Thomas Jefferson owning a Quran, but we go into the history of America, of course. And here we can read that some scholars estimate that 20% of the enslaved men and women brought to the Americas were actually Muslims. While today these American followers of the Prophet Muhammad have been largely forgotten, the presence of Islam in the United States was not unknown among the nation's citizens in the 18th and 19th centuries. Often practiced in secret, reluctantly abandoned or blended with other traditions, these first attempts ultimately did not survive slavery. But the mere existence of Islam in the early republic is evidence that religious diversity in this country has a deeper and more complex history than many may know. Anyways, this is just a quick little history lesson. Those conservatives ultimately won't care for this because they are the lapdogs of Israel. Israel is their master, and therefore they have to obey that state. And they frame it via a religious perspective in which they say the God of Israel. Well, the God of Israel ultimately is the state of Israel, and this is who they obey. No surprise here. Anyways, guys, this is it for today. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the links in the description box below to further support my work. Thank you very much for that. And as always, may God, the only true God, the God of the universe, bless you all. No sectarianism, no racism over here. Much love and peace.
يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي